Hi, I'm John from Wanamaker Hardware. I'm here to talk to you about paintbrushes, just the basics of paintbrushes, the difference between them and how to use them. Synthetic brushes are usually made out of polyester, nylon, or a combination of both polyester and nylon. Difference being is the polyester brushes are usually your least expensive brushes. They don't absorb water and they are a little stiffer, but they're more durable. So this would be basically a throwaway brush. Then you get into a nylon brush that has flexible bristles on it. They tend to hold more paint and it's a smoother finish. Problem with this, if you use a nylon brush outside with latex paint in hot weather, it gets very floppy. You don't have control with it. And then the combination of the polyester and the nylon gives you the best of both worlds about control, and it'll stay together for you. And basically the other differences is how they're made. Brushes are either square cut like this, which is your inexpensive brushes, which you can see are very square at the top, as opposed to a brush that is tapered. And you can see the taper in this, that it goes up, and if you push it you can see the difference. You know, it gets shorter bristles and as they get longer, and the bristles themselves are actually tapered. They call that flagged and tipped. The advantage of a flagged and tipped brush is you have more control, you get a precise line when you're painting, and it gives you a much smoother finish, as opposed to a inexpensive brush like this that doesn't hold as much paint and it's not as easy to paint with. So in that sense, remembering that, it's the better the brush is, the better the finish you're going to get out of it. So again, that's the basic how they're constructed. The other thing is the quality of the brushes, and they range from throwaway brushes up to better brushes. This type of brush here is what they call a chip brush, and it's a very coarse bristle brush. It's made for putting on adhesives, and you know, if you're putting on a prime coat under something that you really don't care about, they're great because you can use them and throw them away. However, because it's such a small brush and small bristle, that it doesn't hold very much paint, and you're going to spend a lot of time doing it. And then you go into the foam brushes. These foam brushes are exactly what they say they are. They're made out of foam. They are used for a lot of different types of paint. Again, it's a throwaway type thing. You wouldn't want to do a fine finish with a foam brush, and you want to be careful if you use like varnishes and things like that, because they're foam, you can create a lot of air bubbles in it. And then you get into the next step up, which is the polyester brushes, which I've explained to you how that works, but again, you don't have a lot of control and you don't have good definition with these. And then you get into your better line of brushes, which are your combinations of polyester and nylon. And what this does is it gives you the durability of a nylon brush, and it gives you the performance of a polyester brush, and it gives you control. And also the better brushes come in different firmnesses. They come in a regular firm, and then they come into a more firm brush if you're going to use it outside in latex paint and hot weather and stuff. Again, there are different types of brushes. For instance, these two types of brushes, where you have, this is a straight brush, which you would use basically on a wall or any smooth surface like that. And then you have tapered brushes, which are normally used for trim work around doors, windows, places you want to get into. The difference in the brushes like these is if you look at them sideways, you can see the wall brush is a much larger area and bigger, it's thicker. So this is going to hold more paint, whereas this one is thinner and you're going to be able to get into between the wood and the plaster, and you'll be able to control it much better. All these brushes come in different sizes, and they usually range from 1 inch up to 4 inches. Obviously, a 4-inch brush will be used on a larger area as opposed to a smaller area. However, you can use any size brush that you're comfortable using. So in that case, this is the synthetic type brushes, and then you can move into your bristle brushes. A difference being is the synthetic brushes you can use in latex or oil-based paints or urethane finishes, anything like that, as opposed to a bristle brush, which again it is a natural bristle. It's made out of bristles from actually hogs. These are used basically for solvent-based paints, urethanes, and things like that. These tend to hold the oil better than a synthetic brush would be. Now, whereas you can use a synthetic brush in latex or oil, the bristle brush should just be used in oil-based paints. If you try to use a bristle brush in a synthetic paint, it fingers, it spreads out, and it's not as good. There are two different types of bristle brushes. There's a black bristle brush as opposed to a white bristle brush. Difference being is the black bristle brush is a little stiffer, it's a little coarser, and the white bristle is softer and gives you a little bit more control. Again, these come in different sizes, and they come in straight cuts, and they come in angle cuts also. So you can pick and choose what you want for your particular project. So basically, that's the difference in paintbrushes. There's basic, simple explanation for them. I hope this helps you in picking out a paintbrush for your next project. Thank you very much.